Hi traders, just a market update for some trading opportunities on Tuesday the 27th of January 2015. If we have a look at the economic calendar, we can see that in 4 hours, 45 minutes, we've got some pound data coming out. This is going to be the focus for the Euro session. We're expecting some solid data which could see a support for the pound. And we'll have a look at some opportunities behind this should this prevail. And then later on in the session, we've got some US data that is also supposed to be quite solid, and we can have a look at the durable goods and consumer confidence and PMI data, which can potentially put the players back into the US dollar. So if we go straight to the pound, as you can see, we've had a big fall and then a consolidation for a number of weeks. We're on a 4-hourly chart, and then we've had a fall last week, which broke through support, and we've had a bounce recently on the back of some good data towards the end of last week, and it's now testing the back of the support and the fib levels. So this is the main trend fib, and you can see it bounced off the 61.8, and we are making lower highs and we are making lower lows. So the trend is still very bearish. And within the trend, we're now pulling a fib from last week's low to last week's high, and we're pulling a fib at a whole round number and also at a 38.2 fib. So we could get some resistance here should the data fail to impress the market, and we could continue to see the slide of the pound. However, if the data comes in good and we've had a string of reasonable data from the pound, people will start to potentially price in the markets not seeing any easing from the UK government in the near term and start buying up the pound. And we could see it break through this trend, and this would be a near-term bottom, moving back up into this range. I can't see it going past that, as the data isn't strong enough at this point, unless we start to see some really negative US data. So for the pound, you could try and trade, if the data comes out really good and we start to see some support, you could trade the breakthrough the downtrend line. It's not my favourite opportunity. However, I would like to trade the pound US should the data really disappoint, because we will see it fall away and interest lost. If we have a look at also the pound JAP now, if the data comes in good, we're potentially seeing a double bottom here on the 4-hourly chart, with the resistance of the neckline basically through here. So we've got some support, resistance, and resistance, a failed breakout through it. And if we see some good data, we could see a breakthrough, and this would be a potentially good trade as well, considering that the yen's weak at the moment, and that would essentially see some pretty good pips to be had here. The other one that we could see is the euro pound. Now, the euro pound is definitely sliding away as the European economy continues to be under pressure, and we've seen on the 4-hourly chart these tweezer tops here at 75 cents, which indicates that the market does want to go lower after the bounce that we've seen here. If we do see some really good data from the UK economy, I do expect this low to be taken out, and we can potentially see, we definitely would see some further downside. So I don't mind this trade as well if we get some solid data coming out of the pound. The other one that we can look at is the pound Australian dollar. Now, the Australian dollar has come under threat recently, and as you can see, that the pound is growing in strength compared to the Aussie dollar, and we've formed like a double top here over the last day, really. This is the weekend, and this is the close on Friday. So we had a gap, we've closed that gap, and the trend's continuing on. I expect that if we do see some good data, the Australian dollar is not in favour at the moment. They expect that the RBA will come out with some easing, potentially 0.25% interest rate cut, if not definitely reiterate the fact that they are considering doing it in the short term, which would definitely send the Australian dollar much lower. So the pound would also break through this resistance level and continue on in its trend. So there's a few trading opportunities for the pound that I'd be focusing on. And if we were to have a look at the US data and it was to come out good, of course the euro is weak right now, so you could definitely be picking up a swing trade on the back of the euro continuing lower, taking out the low, and if it does take out the low, it should continue falling later into the week. So solid US data would also send the US CAD higher. It's obviously in a very strong rally right now because of the Canadian government cutting interest rates by surprise, and we would see this basically move up into $1.25 and continue on if you wanted to get a few pips there. And we've seen the US JAP in a consolidation phase all last week, and my bet is that it will break out on the upside and move up into this area. We just need the data to do that. Whether tonight's data is or not, I'm not too sure, but we will find out. So there's a couple of trading opportunities. Hopefully we can all get some pips tonight. Good luck.